when do business systems actually matter? And if you've read any books like Atomic Habits, you probably think systems are everything. But the issue is when we talk about business, and especially in the online space, what tends to happen is we tend to focus on things like Dubsado or ClickUp or Asana or Salesforce or Pipedrive or all of these different softwares that have cool automations, or we can connect to Zapier to pull all this information around and do all these really cool things. But the issue with that is if you're just starting out, if you're making 3, 5, 10, 15, even like 20 to 50K months, you're really, honestly, and this comes from a really deep down spot in my heart, you're wasting your time. Because at the end of the day, what happens, and the reason why I can say this with such confidence is because I have watched dozens of entrepreneurs do this. And it's usually against my own advice. But oftentimes, the issues that come are that they say they feel disorganized, or that things are just messy, or they want to lie in their workload. So they're going to automate the onboarding process. But the issue is they're only bringing on 1 or 2 clients a week. It's going to take them 10 hours to build out this highly complex automation system with an email flow, and it's going to pull their information from Stripe or from Thrivecart, and it's going to pipe it over to Flowdesk or Klaviyo or MailChimp, and it's going to send them this beautiful flow automation. It's going to create them an account in Dubsado or Pipedrive or wherever their CRM is, and then it's going to notify them in Slack, and it's just going to be this awesome hunky-dory experience. But then 2 weeks later, they come to us and they're like, hey, we want to change our offer, or hey, we want to do this. And they change one thing and it breaks that entire automation. 10 hours are just down the drain. And it drives me insane because I'm always like, okay, you don't need to have a system that is automated. The systems that you need are to, 1, drive revenue, and 2, fulfill for your clients. And neither of those actually need to be automated until you're running into numbers that are bigger than you can actually handle in a day. For example, it's like, okay, I'm getting a lot of lead gen. A lot of people are filling out my type form, but they're not booking a sales call with me. I need to make an email flow to automate this. No. What you actually need to do is you need to sit your butt down at your desk. You need to pull out your phone. You need to dial their phone number and get them on the phone with you. You need to DM them on Instagram. You need to send them a text message. You don't need to build an email flow, okay? You don't get that many leads. And that's the issue with so many people is they think they're special enough to use the automation because we have the technology. But again, that's a waste of time. You make more money and build a bigger business faster by doing things manually and creating a system. And here, watch me say this. The system is, I just got an application. First thing I'm going to do is send them a text, or depending on what your sales process is, you can give them a ring. If they don't answer, then you send them a text and say, hey, I'm reaching out with Laney Media. You just applied to one of our programs, but I noticed you didn't have the chance to book a call. I want to make sure you get the most value from our team to make sure this is the right fit for both us and your business. Is there a good time I can hop on the phone with you to discuss what working together would look like? Boom. And then guess what? Your system, your process is okay the next day, and you can track this manually. You just need a spreadsheet. Boom, check mark. Called. Boom, check mark. First text sent. Call them again the next day. Boom, called. Check mark. First email. Hey, I want to sit down and talk to you about what it would actually look like to work together. I think we could provide a tremendous amount of value to your business. And guess what? You don't need an automation for that. You just do it. And you have a spreadsheet where you track it. You track that it gets done, because that's the systems you actually need. You actually need to show up and make sure crap gets done. Making sure that you can have the most trains run on time is not the game that you're playing when you're doing 5, 10, 15, 20, 50K a month. It's just not. Your objective is to get to 50 to 100 to 200K and then hire someone who's actually much better doing all those things, much better at copywriting, and one, isn't using your valuable time as the owner of the business to build out those things that might change very soon in the future. If you change your offer, if you change your payment processor, if you change the software that you're using, if you change literally anything. And if you say, hey, guess what? Soren, you know what? You don't know me, okay? I'm built different. I'm forged different. I'm not changing. I'm stuck in stone. I'm carved out of stone, okay? Whatever. A little weird here. But take it from someone who has said that a million times to themselves. Yes, me. I have said that, and I've built out automations, and guess what? 6 months later, I'm changing my offers. And guess what? I'm kicking myself in the butt because I wasted a week of my time building out automations that didn't work well. It's the issue of customer service and customer satisfaction, because automations are amazing. But guess what? If they don't run perfectly, if that new client that just paid you $10,000 doesn't get their onboarding email, guess who's going to be ticked? And guess what? First impressions matter. You can't go back and say, well, let's just start over. No, they spent $10,000. Your automation didn't work, and they view you as unprofessional now. Instead of you just sitting down and taking the extra 10 seconds to pull up your email template, and again, having an email template to send is completely different than having a system that's supposed to work, right? But like filling their information in and hitting send. Or guess what? You don't have an email template. Hit new email. Takes an extra 30 seconds. Oh, you're a slow typer? Use ChatGPT. Use dictation. You have the tools to do things extremely quickly that are extremely customized and make for a better customer experience, build your brand better, and will get you more referrals, which will allow you to scale faster so you're not taking the time to build out these crazy complex automations that you may or may not know how to do, that you may or may not have to learn 2 or 3 softwares to implement to make your business work less efficiently than it currently does. And that's the thing with automations. Our entire onboarding process right now, having done hundreds of thousands of dollars of sales in a single month and hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash collected, we do it manually. We have the sales reps do it. We have them add the customer to Slack immediately. And the reason why is we get them immediate gratification. We get them into school, into our course, into the community immediately. We get them going on what their pain points are and what their problems are from the beginning. The faster that we can relieve their pain, the more amount of value we've delivered from them. If someone was in pain and you could give them a pill that would instantly remove all of that pain, that pill would be worth millions of dollars because it would alleviate all of their problems. And as a business owner, your job is to alleviate your customers' problems. And the faster you can do that, the better. And having them wait for them to have the payment go through and having the Zap run and waiting for the servers to bounce around and reload and then send the email flow and then hope they check their email. Well, guess what? They put their email in incorrectly, or they put in their personal email, or they put in their admin email that they check once a week. But guess what? They blame you now because they didn't get their onboarding email and it's been 3 days. So again, don't waste your time with building out crazy complex automated systems. Take your time and actually build the systems that are going to make you money. The checklist of, hey, if I text this person, if I call this person, if I email this person, I'm going to get them on the phone. And then, hey, guess what? If I introduce myself on the phone, and again, this is why you have checklists. You don't explain your offer first on sales. You ask them questions about what they're facing, why they reached out. If I ask them all these questions, and if I explain our offer, and then if I close, boom, they're going to buy from me, right? Because not only do they understand me and what I offer, but you can communicate that you understand them and what they need. Okay? Hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you understand that when you're building systems in your business, it is best to keep them to processes and frameworks and not build out crazy complex things using this lovely company called Zapier to suck all of the time out of your day of revenue generating tasks. Alex Ramosi likes to call them maker tasks. You can go check out that video I reacted to and provide some feedback on. My thoughts and opinions on it on my channel is live. But you're taking away time from the really valuable things. And honestly, those should be things that you don't do because they don't really add a tremendous amount of value to the business until you're operating at a scale where you're not going to be doing them. And that's just the truth of the matter. And it's something that a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't like to talk about in the online space. And honestly, that's probably just because there's a ton of agencies out there that sell automation work for $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a pop. And because they make good money, they make a lot of content about why you need these fancy systems in your business. But the reality is, until you hit scale, you don't. And it's a lot cheaper to hire someone to fulfill on what those automations would be because it provides a better customer and client experience. And if you do that, if you up your re-sign rate or your offer up rate or whatever you're calling it, of whatever industry you're in, or your retention, decrease your attrition, you're gonna make buku bucks. If this video was helpful at all, you better subscribe to the channel because I'm helping you build your business every single day by creating videos like this.